Hello, how you doing, guys? This is Teodoro again. I know it's been a while. I was kind of sick the last 4 days that I couldn't put any videos, but today I just wanna let you know, guys. Please make sure what kind of policy do you have, home insurance policy. We almost got hit, but the last hurricane Erin. Okay, there's a few more storms that they start, forming, and you know what can happen. They can come this way or no. But remember, if you own a house, you have to make sure what kind of policy do you have. Okay, you can still open claims because the Hurricane Milton that was last year October. Okay, so after this October ends, so nobody else can come or can call the insurance to open a claim for the Hurricane Milton because that's it. That's over. Okay, I'm a public adjuster. Okay, for the state of Florida. I work all Florida. I go inspect houses. I do free home inspections. Check everything in the house. Make sure your house is fine, and make sure you have the right policy. You know why? Because most of the time, people has their own policy. They don't know until something happened, and then you call to insurance, and then is when the problems begins. Why? Because you don't know what to say. You have to make sure what you want to tell the insurance before you call, because every time we call, I have insurance as well. We call, they start recording to make sure what you want to say, what you want to tell them about the claim or about the damage or whatever or any kind of problem do you have. It's better, remember, you can open a claim. The best way to open a claim, I would say, is a public adjuster. Why? Because we know the law, we know how this works, and we are here for you, for the homeowner. Remember, when you call to insurance to open a claim, the insurance is going to send their public adjuster. Right? So when they go to your house, what you want to tell them? Do you remember when the damage happened? When you have the problem? Oh no, you don't know that, right? So that's one of the questions they're going to ask. When that happened, how that happened, what you were doing when that happened. That's a weird questions, right? But they know what they're doing. So they just want to make sure that really happens, Nobody's committing fraud. Because, a lot of people like to do that. But you have to be careful, okay? The insurance is doing their job. But at the same time, it's fair when you open a claim after you being with insurance so many years. And it's not your fault, right? So you have to show all details what happened with the claim. Now remember, if you have any damage in your house, water damage, roof damage, water intrusion, rain, so many damage, you can have fire damage, okay? Take photos of the problem, okay? Make sure you have photos, receipts. If you have a problem in your shower, water is coming out, and then you went to the store and you get like a small piece pipes or whatever to fix that, keep the receipts, because that's 100% very, very good to have. Okay, but the first thing they're gonna ask, do you have a receipt? No, we don't have a receipt. So what happened? So check your policy. If you own a house, you have to have the HO3, homeowners tree. Okay, because you own and you live there. Remember, you live there. Okay. If we have a hurricane, okay, you have to make sure you have the policy with you. All right, because you don't know what can happen. You don't know when that happens. I have clients that sometimes, most of the time, they don't remember what kind of insurance they have. So if you don't remember what kind of insurance do you have, sorry, it's my light. No, I'm better, right? Okay, perfect. So if you don't remember what kind of insurance do you have, okay? Or what is the name or what is the company. So you're not gonna remember what is the code if you have the right policy. No, that's why you can email me, text me. My name is Teodoro. I work all Florida. I have my channels. I go to your house and inspect your house. It's a free home inspections. Okay. We as a public adjuster have the 320 license. The 320 allow us to work directly to the insurance. All right. So let's say if you open a claim and the insurance denied the claim for any little thing. So what are you gonna do now? You can call me, or you can let the public adjuster handle the claim, because we train for that. Okay, I did a test. Okay, it's a hard work study for that license. Okay, that license help us, okay, in open claims in Florida. 320. Okay, so you have to make sure what kind of policy you have, because every time you call insurance, they're gonna find out when that happened, how that happened. So you have to have the date that happened, how that happened, when that happened, what do you do when that happened. So, and you as a client, you as a homeowner, so you don't know, you don't remember. So what are you gonna tell them? You wanna tell them anything? No, just make sure what you wanna tell them. That's why before you call, you have to make sure what you wanna tell the insurance, right? So it's good to have it. I have an insurance as well, home insurance. No, it's good to have it, but remember, you have to be very careful with that. You have to check your policy. You have to check your deductible. How much is your deductible? Remember, the less you pay in your insurance, okay, the higher is the deductible. So the lower is the deductible, the less you pay a year. So it's either one, okay? But just what I'm trying to tell you is just make sure you have a deductible, okay, for the hurricane, that is fair, because I have clients that they have deductibles, 30,000, 40,000 deductible. That's bad. Yes, because if we have a hurricane, right? And the hurricane damage your house, your roof. Let's say your roof is 30,000 and your deductible is 40,000. There's nothing you can do about it. Why? Because you're not gonna get paid at all. So you pay every month, or you pay every year insurance on time, and then you have the issue. Yeah, your deductible is too high. Why? Why that happens? Because you never look your policy. Remember, the insurance sends you your policy every time. Renew, things like that. You have to look at it. You have to open it. You have to see, because when you have the issue, when you have the problem, and you want to open the claim, then there is something in your policy that you didn't pay attention. Why? Because you don't know. It happens before. It happens to me. Okay, but I know how this works. That's why you have to have your policy. Okay, check, look at it. If you don't understand, just email me, text me. My name is Teodoro. I am everywhere in Florida. I work anywhere. I go inspect houses anywhere. I've been in Pensacola, Tampa, Orlando, Newport Beach, Port Charlotte, what else? Melbourne, everywhere. Why? Because I have clients everywhere. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. You have to make sure what kind of policy you have now. Look at it, because then what are you gonna do? All right, you call insurance. Oh, I have this damage. All right, you have the policy with you? Oh, yeah, I have it. You know that you are not covered for that. There's no coverage for that because this. So now what? That's embarrassing, because you don't know your rights. You don't know how to explain. You don't understand. That's why it's better to have a public adjuster. Now, in Florida, there is only 3 ways you can open a claim. All right? You directly to insurance, you call insurance, but you have to be careful before you call. The other way, if you go with attorneys. Some people use attorneys. And the other way is with public adjuster, with a licensed public adjuster. There's only 3 ways you can open a claim in the state of Florida. Okay, so make sure before you do something, make sure the people who you are dealing with, make sure the licensing, and make sure how you met this guy or these people before you do something, okay? Because every time there's a hurricane, there's a lot of people, roofing company, they come for other states, okay? So make sure, just look at the license and make sure what kind of people you're dealing, okay? Because I've been with a lot of clients that they got a big problem because other people come from other states to Florida because we have a hurricane, and they take advantage of these people. And it's sad. It's really sad, you know. Public adjuster, we fight for the clients. If you don't got pay, we don't got pay as a public adjuster. That's why my job is make sure you got pay, and you got paid the right amount. Because let's say you have a damage for the hurricane, right? And you don't know about prices, you don't know about estimates, you don't have the time to read documents, you don't have the time to call insurance. We don't. As a homeowner, we don't have the time. Okay? So if you go to insurance to open a claim, first of all, you have to look for the insurance, for the paper, no? That's why you have to make sure where you have the documents. Keep in your desk, read it. Okay, if you don't understand anything about it, just let me know. I can help you with that, you know. Yes, that's what happened. Okay, at the same time, it's not only hurricanes. Okay, remember, when the hurricane comes, okay, normally it's September, October. Let's say October. Hurricane Milton was October last year. October 9 or October 10, right? So after the hurricane, November, December, we didn't have any more rain like summer. We don't. Okay, we never have like a wow, not a lot of water coming, storms, things like no. We have rain, but not like, you know, storms. That's why when the hurricane comes in September, October, and after that, there's no more water. So most of the people, they don't know when your roof is damaged. Because when the hurricane comes, there's a lot of water. Okay, and rain and wind, and they start going around. Right? So that can damage your shingles or your tile. Okay, it can damage your shingles, your tile, things like that. But you don't know. So hurricane comes today, your roof is damaged. So you don't see the damage because normally we as a client or homeowners, the only way you can think your roof is damaged is because you don't see the shingles that are missing. You don't see that. That's why you say, oh no, my roof is fine. But you've never been in the roof. So you have to touch the roof. You have to look. You have to check your shingles after the hurricanes. I do that for free. I check all the roof. In Florida, I check everything before I go with check the policy. Check the policy. Make sure you have the right policy, because if you live far and you don't have the right policy, there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, because trust me, there is a lot of people, they have their wrong policy that they don't know. Now when you open a claim, you're stuck. Please make sure you have the right policy. Okay, my name is Teodoro. I am a paralegal adjuster for the state of Florida. My job is help you, the homeowners, about any detail in your policy, in your house. Check your house, make sure everything is fine. You don't have mold, you don't have water intrusion, you don't have ceiling damage, shingle damage, kitchen, shower. So many things that can happen here in Florida all the time, right? I will post another video because I have a client that they have some issues with the shingles in the Hurricane Milton. Okay, now I'm trying to help her to see what the insurance is going to say, because remember, you still have until next month, October. In October ends, nobody can claim for the Hurricane Milton. So if you have a damage right now, you better do something, because after October, okay, then what happens if you have to renew your policy? The insurance is going to ask you for a 4-week inspection. They are gonna, as a company, that they check your roof, they take photos. So all the photos go to your insurance, and if the insurance see your roof and your roof is damaged because you didn't know, then you're stuck. You have to spend the money and you have to buy the roof and you have to put a new roof in your pocket. My name is Teodoro. I'm a public adjuster for the state of Florida. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I will post another videos, okay? And please make sure you have the right policy. Okay, just go to your phone, look, call insurance, and just when you call the insurance, just let it know, hey, I don't have my policy with me. Please send me my policy to my email. I just want to check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you very much. God bless you guys, and please be careful. All right, be careful. Life is good, and help other people if you can. God bless you. Thank you very much.